We start to come in to a few specific areas in the body here. There's a tightness in the lower back. As this began to release, as we brought our awareness into it, start to almost notice around the bladder how that almost created a sense of being out of control, not having control over one's bodily functions. So it's an interesting juxtaposition here, that when we feel a lack of control in one area, we overcompensate through another area. Okay, and just noticing at the base of the brainstem here too. Good. Joy, ana, and it almost starts to feel like this idea that where we are not plugged into our energy, we overcompensate through the physical reality. And that can even mean overthinking, this sense of overwhelm, confusion. Okay. And then how this will then start to affect the body itself, because I start to feel an accumulation into the glands here. Okay. So, overall, this is a general process that we experience, and let's look to see here specifically. We feel this rawness and wounding into the top of the sacral. Okay, it really is this explanation or this framework for how victim consciousness works, because there was a sensation here of feeling almost forlorn or upset at oneself for not recognizing sooner. Even though there are external circumstances and there are people and situations that contribute to what we would perceive as pain and suffering, ultimately we can feel this awareness that it all comes down to how we choose to perceive the situation, and that we can ultimately look at anything that comes our way through the lens in a way which best serves us. And that this is in fact also how the body and the nervous system has been designed to support the energy field itself. And yet it's almost as if there is a whole other experience here that we have gotten trapped in, which says that life is about suffering. Suffering is endless. And then the way of life becomes to solve the suffering rather than living life in a state of peace and joy, experiencing what comes our way and resolving it theoretically, mentally, however we would choose to look at this, in a way that brings us to a peaceful state. Good. There's a lot of work being done around the brainstem here. Chahoya. Darokosha I jaro korokosha I jaro. Jaro kosha I chi 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 shi shini I shiato hoya taki jakoya. Jakoya nahi no koya kasha I. Good. So we are in a state of dissolution of this confusion. It's rapid transformation, rapid embodiment, and understanding, around the brainstem. Choko kono oshashi shataki chahoya. Let's drop into the sacral here, but I actually heard the nervous system as well. Okay, somehow, Darokosha E. Let's look at this energetic range of the nervous system through the front of the root, Dahokosha E. Because there was this fear sensation that came up from the belly, but it was not within the solar plexus. So this feels like it's directly related to the energy field itself here, Kosha, and moving forward now. So we are in this passage still as the body is realizing and recognizing it is not a prison, Chokosha E Jaya, and yet how this has been communicated to us in a multitude of ways, Jatokosha E, that we are subject to our lower human natures, that we are living in a state of survival because of how the nervous system works. So all these things coming to clarity, coming to the mind, to be reclarified. But this is all a precursor to stepping into your organic tendencies, but also with this, your tenacity, based on your light structure and your light system and your light origins and the organizational system of your life blueprint, and this is what you truly are wanting to work with now, to be within. So the way that it really looks is like, yes, it's a period of incubation. Yes, it's this kind of, we can see the outer shell, which would appear to the outer world as if nothing is happening, and yet internally, massive reorganization, like so many teams working on this project here, for this reemergence, that you will emerge as this incredibly benign version of yourself, so soft and gentle in your understanding, and also this quality of not being affected by that which you perceive in the external reality. Let's come into the back of the neck here. It's really it's the sides, but just a bit towards the back side here, in and around the nerves. Good. And into the high heart ranges. Good. And into the sacral. Good. So this is clearing these fears. And there, again, it's not really fear from this reality. It is memories, within the energy field of sacred desecration of your sacred natures. Okay, pain in the left side of the heart with that. In its totality now. Good. Okay. Let's come in to bring light here into the emerald chambers. Okay, releasing this. Okay, it's like there's a sacral memory of this that has been embodied. Good. So calling up your foundational origins here. Dahokosha E Chahota E Dorokosha E Chatakai. Clearing through the top of the sacral. Clearing through the ears. Again, a bit of this unease. In the right side, the base of the right side of the heart. And this seems to have to do with authority Tohosha'i. How can I just suddenly become my own authority? How can I just suddenly become an authority in this reality? Tohorokosha'i chakaya. Good. Oof, yeah, bringing up a lot of tension in the body here. So releasing in the hips and the base of the brain, in and around the neck here. Chao otai through the atlas. Good. Okay, so just like these first several vertebrae here, kosha chayataka. Start to bring your source light here to open, to release this compression, which actually affected into the mind chambers. Okay, so feels like all of this neck damage here, the bones, chakashai, was actually instituted intentionally. Okay, through, feels, Egyptian, but again, whichever plane or dimension here, dakosha ichaya, through the right. Okay, good. There was a good release through the center of the mind with this. Good opening. Just allowing your knowledge to be, rather than feeling like you have to challenge it internally, question it, decipher it, justify it. There is no greater authority here than you. Good. Clearing through the center of the root. Plugging in here. Resting. Allowing the belly to release. As it is so.